Welcome everyone to another episode of Mojo's Gaming Journal. I just want to start by saying this is my first video with the new microphone I got, and for those of you that have watched the channel long term, y'all know I've pretty much had the same microphone I've always used that Neil gave me from some of his hand-me-down stuff when he first started, and yeah, I still have it, just as like a relic, but I thought, I need something a bit more clear if I'm going to stick to this format. And so, I got a Snowball. So, hey, why not? Today we're going to talk about Super Mario Wonder on the Nintendo Switch. I believe this is the first Nintendo video I've talked about in quite a while. So, it was pretty special. Just a little background. I remember earlier in the summer of 2023, I say it like it's 5 years ago, it was just last year. During all the summer game fests and everything, you know how like they show trailers for all the new games. I was watching Nintendo's presentation, and when they showed Super Mario Wonder, it really caught my eye. I couldn't explain it at the time because for the longest I've been harping on Nintendo to make another 3D Mario game, kind of like Super Mario Odyssey, because my wife and I both played through it, and that's one of the rare games she finishes. And I always told her if they make another one, we're getting it. And knowing Nintendo, they're probably going to make a new Switch and make us buy that before we get the next game. But hey, when they showed off Super Mario Wonder, I was like, oh wow, 2D Mario, this looks good. And the closer it got to release, I was kind of going back and forth as to what game I wanted to get around October, because it was the week of my birthday, and you had Spider-Man 2 come out for the PS5, and I think it's just PS5, and then you had Super Mario Wonder for the Nintendo Switch. I was sitting there thinking, two completely different games and experiences, but I just decided neither. I knew I didn't want Spider-Man right away just because I was not too far removed from Miles Morales, and usually if I play a certain game and then immediately jump into a sequel, I phase out. It's almost like burnout hits. So I waited a little bit and watched some people play Super Mario Wonder, and the consensus was just really good. It got nominated for Game of the Year. Didn't win it, but it was in the finalists, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this game a try, because I was sitting here thinking, who would have thought I would have been real excited for a 2D Mario platformer? The same kind of games that gave me hell when I was a kid. Like on the Super Nintendo and those systems. I thought, you know what? Let's go for it. And as you can see here, this game just looks good. It is a pretty game. It is, it's a lot like the old Marios, where you have the worlds and you have different levels within. So basically the whole gist is that Bowser showed up to this new kingdom. Now instead of the Mushroom Kingdom, we have the Flower Kingdom. And Bowser showed up, and he's got all these Wonder Seeds, and he's using it to pilot his ship. And so basically it's messing with all these worlds within the kingdom. And so you have to go world by world and do enough stages and unlock the boss fights. And once you do the boss fights, you get this like this real giant seed, and it knocks away some of Bowser's power. You're going to rinse and repeat that about 6 or 7 times, kind of the same formula. And ultimately you do the final fight. And I'll be honest with you guys, it's a formula that's tried and true, but I kind of wondered, how is Nintendo going to take this formula we're all familiar with and kind of put a new spin on it? Well, they got these things. First of all, they have these things called Wonder Flowers. Once per level, you get to find these flowers, and what it does is, like, once you get on the flower, it's almost like an acid trip in the fact that the stage gets distorted. Maybe it turns upside down. Maybe like you grow really huge, or the world shrinks small or maybe there's all sorts of variables, and you have to overcome new obstacles and get a wonder seed within that. And just seeing all the combinations, it's not like something that's repeated. Each one's unique, and it's kind of fun just going around seeing what's hidden with every stage. And another cool caveat to this game is that you have multiple characters you can play, and they even kept the kids in mind. Or I don't want to say kids specifically, but just newer gamers in general that are just, they want to play and have fun, but they don't want to be penalized, like with all the, with like losing your lives and stuff. Well, you got kind of two options. Number one, you can play co-op to where like you pick a Mario type character and let them pick like a colored Yoshi or a Rabbid, and they can follow you around and y'all basically play together. And of course the other option is that, if you're just a single player, you can just pick one of those characters and not have to worry about penalties. And there's, now that I think of it, there's also a third thing they did called badges. And so as you progress further in the game, the prince that's traveling with, he's kind of like your Jiminy Cricket. He gives you these badges that give you special boost to your abilities. Like maybe you dash further, maybe you can do a double jump, maybe you get saved out of a pit, or maybe you start off with a giant mushroom or a lot of coins. There's some where you can do like a crouch and high jump. There's one like where you're swimming underwater and you can do like this dolphin kick to swim faster. It's a very cool experience, and I'll be honest, I had a lot of fun with it. Just kind of, I didn't really speed through the game, I just played it casually. And basically about a whole week I would just do a whole world, and I had a blast. My wife, when we first got the game, our baby was he was really, really young and had to have a lot more attention than he does now. He's getting better at it, but she would hold him in the chair, and she'd watch me play through the levels, and she'd just kind of commentate and just kind of point things out to me, and we just had fun just as like a little family experience. And I think it'd be a great game for him to play. But if the platformers are kind of a struggle for you like they are for me sometimes, you don't have to do every single stage within a world. Like, you're required to do X amount of them, but like some of them are tough, and I've tried and tried and tried, and I've gotten close, and I just can't do them. But like these are like the challenge stages, and they're like graded with difficulty. These are like the max star difficulties, so they're just there to like test your skills, but it's not like a Souls game where you have to beat your head just to move on, right? So I thought they did good balancing everything out. And you gotta remember, one of my main things about Nintendo games is once you beat the game, my main question is like, what is the replayability? And obviously with Mario, you get to jump in and you get to do these bonus stages. Or better yet, sometimes you're not going to find all the seeds within your current level, and you can just backtrack and find more. Now, in terms of power-ups, this game introduces a couple of new ones. There's one to where Mario turns into a drill and burrows underground. Now that power, every time I think I have it figured out, I don't. And you can probably see that here, but I try. It's my least favorite of the powers, but it's decent. There's one to where you're blowing bubbles, the DSP's favorite one, and then of course my favorite is where Mario turns into the elephant. You can like absorb water and water plants with your trunk, or spray little mushroom guys, or you can like pounce on things and just use your trunk and smack the heck out of them. I mean, it's funny. And of course you have like some of the more stapled ones to where you eat the red and white mushroom, you just get taller. And then there's the fire one, the red fire you pick up and you breathe fire. I was trying to think of some other mechanics. In terms of lives, I like how they did it to where it's like you can get all sorts of coins on the game, and you can just spend them and refill all your lives, and you can just throw yourself at a stage with almost no penalty. And it's just, I think this game, it's easily accessible. Um, you can have a wide range of people play it, and it's a really good game to pick up and go. Like, you know, the Switch is marketed as like the handheld console and like a home console, and you know, it's not a big deal. Like, if you just are on the go and just want to play a little Switch to fire up Super Mario Wonder and do like a little stage. It's different compared to Zelda, you know, which is a big open world adventure game to where, like, if you fire up Zelda, you're probably going to want to play like 30 minutes to an hour at least, doing all sorts of stuff. That's fine in its own right, but it never hurts to have some of the pick up and play games like Mario Kart and this one, and Smash Bros, just name a few. You know, there's not really much to dissect in terms of, like, you know, the gameplay complexity. It's a 2D Mario game, but it's just got a modern coat of paint. It's got some new mechanics to keep the formula fresh, but it also sticks true to what everyone loves about these games, and I really do enjoy this game. I'm glad I got it, and I'll tell you another thing. I thought it was pretty cool of Nintendo to branch out a little bit and introduce a new kingdom. As you know, with Mario, most of the lore takes place in the Mushroom Kingdom. Well, this game is in the Flower Kingdom, which is a totally different thing. So it's kind of new, you know, it's kind of cool seeing like all the new stuff that goes with it. But other than that, yeah, if you see this game, I paid full price for it, and honestly, just I would have no problem recommending it at full price. But obviously, if you get it on sale, you're getting a deal. But you guys know how Nintendo is with their sales. But I couldn't recommend it enough. I'm still having fun going back on the stages and playing it. But I figured it was time to do a video at least on it. So other than that, you guys take care, and thank you all for watching. I'll see you for the next one.